Good day, everybody. I hope that you are well, and I also hope that you are having a good day so far. Today, we'll be doing our grade 5 English lesson on helping verbs. And before we start, we're going to log on to aplusstudents.ca. Once you've logged on to aplusstudents.ca with our username as well as our password, and then we're going to select the subject of English language arts. We're doing grade 5. And then we're going to scroll down up until we get to our chapter of helping verbs. All right. So our chapter is helping verbs. Our subject is English language arts. We're doing grade 5. Once we've written grade 5, and then we're going to select our and the lessons that we are going to be focusing on under the chapter of helping verbs. It's to identify main verbs and helping verbs. All right. So our chapter is helping verbs, and we're going to identify main verbs and we're going to identify helping verbs. So, firstly, before we even go to what a helping verb is, right, we need to look at a main verb because in order for you to even identify the helping verbs, it would be way easier to even identify what the main verb is. And remember, a main verb is the action that takes place. Because a verb is the action that someone or something is doing, right? It's the verb, it's the main verb, it's the action that somebody's doing. It's a doing word, right? It's what somebody is doing or the action that someone is doing. But now, when it comes to a helping verb, A helping verb, it comes before the main verb. Remember, we said the main verb is the action that someone or something is doing. And then we have the main verb, and the main verb comes before the helping verb, sorry, comes before the main verb. And that is why I said it is rather way better to firstly identify what your main verb is. Because once you identify your main verb, and then you will be able to identify or see what your helping verb is. And when it comes to the helping verb that comes before the main verb, right? The helping verb that comes before the main verb, it helps the main verb to show action. So the helping verb that comes before the main verb helps the main verb to show action. And that is why the chapter is helping verbs. And if we look at a few examples, right? The first one says, I am resting. So I am resting. And if we were to first identify our main verb, then it would be resting. It is something that I'm doing. But now we remember we see that the helping verb, it helps the main verb to show action, and it comes before the main verb. So am is the helping verb. Our main verb is resting. And if we look at a few common, let's say common examples of helping verbs or common helping verbs, right? So some of the common helping verbs, if it forms to be, then we can say am, are, is, was, or were. If it's forms of to have, then we can say it is has, have, or had. And we are going to make examples of each one of these. If it forms to do, then it's do, does, or did. And then we also have modal verbs, right? And modal verbs are verbs like can, could, may, might, will, would, shall, should, and must. And keeping in mind, right? Or let's say remember that a helping verb, so remember that a helping verb or helping verbs, it always goes before the main verb. So you need to remember that the helping verb, it always goes before the main verb. But sometimes both the helping verb and the main verb are not always next to each other. So the helping verb you will always find in front of or let's say before the main verb, but sometimes it's not always next to each other. And if we look at an example, right, where the helping verb as well as the main verb is not next to each other, then we can say, I am finally resting. I am finally resting. And remember, we said first identify the main verb, and the main verb is resting. And if you look at the word before, finally, finally is not the helping verb. So before finally, am is our helping verb. But remember, am is still before resting. It's just that it is not directly before resting. Or let's say it's not next to the word resting. And finally, it's almost like it's telling us about the verb, which means that this is an adverb. So finally is an adverb. It tells us about the verb or describes or modifies the verb. All right. And if we look at this picture over here that we see, it says helping verb. Here they're giving us a clear example of helping verbs, right? By even underlining with labels. So HV stands for helping verbs. V just stands for verb, which is your main verb. All right. So we can then say, if we look at the sentence, it says, my friend is singing in the choir. So my friend is singing in the choir. If we identify the main verb within that sentence, we can say the main verb is singing, which is already underlined. So singing is the main verb. And remember we said that the helping verb, it comes before the main verb. And is the helping verb. Is, it's the helping verb. It helps the main verb singing to show action. So is singing. It's telling us that, he's doing something. All right. So is a helping verb, whereas singing is our main verb. And is, it helps the main verb to show action. All right. All right. So here's but a few common helping verbs. Helping verbs that you will find before the main verb. Whether it is next to the main verb or you'll find an adverb in between the helping verb and the main verb, but the helping verb you will find before the main verb. And our common helping verbs, right, are words like am and is, are, was, were, be, being, been. Then we have words like have, has, had, can, could, do, does, did, may, might, must, shall, should, will, and would. Those are basically a few or the most common helping verbs. And like I said, these are words that you will find before the main verb. All right. So before we even go to this activity that we see over here, we're going to A plus students.ca, and then we're coming back to do our activity. And we are going to identify main verbs and helping verbs. All right, so we said a helping verb, it comes before the main verb and it helps the main verb to show action. And then we made an example of I am resting. Resting being the main verb, am being the helping verb that comes before the main verb resting. All right. And we went over what the common helping verbs are. And once again, before we continue with our test, right? Remember that a helping verb comes before a main verb. It does not have to be next to the main verb directly, but it comes before the main verb, right? So we have a helping verb that comes before the main verb. All right, so now let's go to our test where we are going to identify main verbs and we're going to identify helping verbs within the sentences. We need to select the helping verb within the sentence. Helping verbs. It is the nurse was taking the patient's temperature every hour. What is the helping verb within the sentence? Try to first identify the main verb and then the verb before or the word before the main verb is our helping verb. So the nurse was taking the patient's temperature every hour. What is the helping verb within that sentence? Or if you want to, you can first look for the main verb and then the helping verb. All right. And if we were to select the helping verb within the sentence, that word that helps the main verb to show action, then yes, was is correct. Because we said the nurse was taking. Taking is our main verb and was is our helping verb. So well done. Was is correct. Soda does contain unhealthy amounts of sugar, unfortunately. We need to select the helping verb. We need to select the helping verb. Like I say, first try and identify the main verb and then the word before the main verb is our helping verb. So soda does contain unhealthy amounts of sugar. Which one is correct? And if we were to select the helping verb within that sentence, right, or the words that we see over here, firstly, our main verb, right, we can say it is contain, and then the helping verb is does, because it does contain. So does contain. So does is correct. Well done. Does is correct. We need to select the helping verb. It's Brenna and Dalton are designing clothes for a fashion show. So if we were to select the helping verb, remember first try and select the main verb to make it more easier. And basically our main verb is designing. So if we were to select the helping verb, right, then we can say our helping verb is are, because are designing. So well done. Are is correct. All right, it says Troy is tickling his little brother's feet. What is the main verb first before we even identify the helping verb? Troy is tickling his little brother's feet. So we said we had to identify the main verb, it's the action. But now before the main verb, we have the word is. and that is the helping verb that helps the main verb to show action. All right, so now we're going to select the helping verb within the sentence. The helping verb. Keeping in mind the helping verb comes before the noun. Comes before the verb, sorry. And it helps the main verb to show action. So our main verb, before we even go to a helping verb, right, is something that we are doing is clean. But now our helping verb is should. What should he do? He should clean. He's cleaning, but he should clean the bathroom. And should is correct. We have thrown the ball into the neighbor's yard many times. Let's first identify the main verb. All right. So if we were to select our main verb, what is the action that is being done within the sentence? So we can say thrown is the action. And if we were to select our main verb within the sentence, right, we said it is thrown, and we said the helping verb is have. So well done. Yes, so thrown is correct. All right. So that is us in the test identifying main verbs first. All right. And then lastly, if we want to select the main verb is stay and our helping verb is might. Oh, sorry. They asked for the main verb, and I went to go and identify the helping verb. I apologize. The main verb is stay, so we had to So we had to write stay. We had to put it on stay, not on the main verb. So we had to identify the main verb. All right. So now we're going back to that activity that we saw over here. It says we need to look at the helping verbs within the sentences, right? So option three was correct, guys. So well done. I just identified the helping verb instead of writing the main verb, but well done. All right. So now, if we look at this activity that we have over here, right, we need to underline the main verb and circle the helping verb. All right. So we're going to underline the main verb and we're going to circle the helping verb. All right. Yoda gave us an example. It says, you should finish your homework tonight. Should is circled because that is a helping verb. And our main verb is finish. So let us first underline our main verb. It says, it might rain tomorrow. What is our main verb within that sentence? It might rain tomorrow. Our main verb. What is the main verb? And if we were to select our main verb that we are going to underline is rain. And the helping verb that comes before the main verb is might. So it might rain. So might is our helping verb. Rain is our main verb. Yes, well done. Might is a helping verb. Rain is the main verb. Well done. Have you seen my keys? Have you seen my keys? We need to select the main verb and then we're going to identify the helping verb. All right, and if we were to select our main verb, then we can say it's seen. And then the helping verb is have you. Sorry, not have you. So have is our main verb. Have you seen my keys? So have is our main verb. Our helping verb. Seen is our main verb. Where will you move to? Where will you move to? What is the main verb by number 4? Where will you move to? Let's identify the main verb first. And our main verb, right, that we're going to underline is move. And if we were to identify our helping verb within the sentence, we can say is where will you move to? Will you move to? Yes, well done. Move is our main verb, and the helping verb is will. Look at number five. Number five says they are thinking about a change in venue. They are thinking about a change in venue. What is the main verb first? And then we identify the helping verb. What is the main verb? No, the helping verb is not you. All right. And if we were to select the, remember we said now that sometimes the, not sometimes, but the helping verb will always be before the main verb, right? So move is the main verb, right? So move is the action that we are doing. So now we said that as much as the main verb, the helping verb, right, comes before the main verb, it doesn't have to directly sometimes be before the main verb. Sometimes you'll either find an adverb or you'll find either a noun or pronoun in front of the main verb, right? That will be between the helping verb and the main verb. So will is a helping verb because it says when will you move? Where will you move to? So will is a helping verb that helps the main verb move because you is a pronoun. So you is just a pronoun, but will move. It's like saying will move, but now instead of saying will move, we say where will you move to? All right. And if we were to identify our main verb by number five, it says they are thinking about a change in venue. Then we can say thinking is our main verb. Oopsie. So thinking is our main verb. And if we were to identify the helping verb within that sentence, then we can say are is our helping verb. So we can say they are thinking. Are thinking. Yes, well done. Thinking is our main verb. Well done. And then are is our helping verb. It helps the main verb thinking. Look at number six. Where would you like to go with? Oh, we sorry. We would like to go with you tomorrow. We would like to go with you tomorrow. What is our main verb within that sentence? Our main verb. All right. And if we were to identify our main verb by number six, what is our main verb by number six? It says, we would like to go with you tomorrow. Our main verb by number six. And if we were to identify the main verb, we can say go is our main verb. Yes, well done. Go is the main verb. Now, what is the helping verb within that sentence? The helping verb. All right. And if we were to identify the main verb, we said go is the main verb, and would is our helping verb because it says would like to go. All right. Let's do the last one. Number 7 is the last one, and then we are done for the day. It says he is working at the mall this week. He is working at the mall this week. What is the main verb within the sentence? And if we were to identify our main verb, we would say it's working. And then our helping verb is. All right. So this is now the end of our lesson on helping verbs, or let's say our helping verb as well as the main verbs. Remember, within our sentence, we need to first identify the main verb. The main verb is the action, right? And then we have the helping verb, and the helping verb is there to help the main verb to show action, right? The main verb shows the action, but then we have a helping verb. And the helping verb comes before the noun. It doesn't have to be directly before the noun, but it comes before the noun and it helps the verb, sorry. It comes before the verb and it helps the verb to show the action, right? It shows the action. All right. So well done. Well done, everybody, for identifying the main verbs and for identifying helping verbs. All right, so this is now the end of our lesson. Thank you very much, grade fives. I really hope that you do have a way better understanding of helping verbs as well as main verbs and how to identify both main verb as well as the helping verbs. So you should have a good day further. Thank you very much for interacting and participating. So till next time, goodbye. All right.